I think we are live. Let me just check. Yep, there we go. Getting an ad. And as always, we're skipping the ad. With that, welcome in. Welcome to another week of the streak. And this streak in particular is 1 week old. Big 1 week. We are 13 deep because we made a couple mistakes last week. Though, if I remember correctly, we weren't exactly starting all too high up last week either. Joel Freak's in the chat already saying hi from Honolulu. Very envious of that. That sounds like a blast. Hello, Joel Freak. Good to see you in the chat. Hope Honolulu's nice. I have no idea what Honolulu's like this time of the year. Does Hawaii get a proper winter? How does that work? Christopher likes saying winter weather and all. We are here. Yes, well, winter weather for some of you. Not really here in Tampa. It's, I don't know, not cold. I walked outside today in a wool sweater and was like, yeah, no. A t-shirt's fine. T-shirt and pants though, rather than t-shirts and t-shirt and shorts. I will say that. JOS NYC saying hi. Good to see you in the chat, JOS NYC. Cat saying so cold here too. -17 Celsius, 1 degree Fahrenheit. That's what I would expect from you. That makes sense. Sammy Marcos saying hello, or saying hi in Icelandic. Sammy Marco just returning from a trip to the great island. Sammy Marco, how was your trip to Iceland? And Joel Freak saying snowing. You mean, gotcha. Yes. Snowing at home in New York. Cat saying can't wait to go somewhere warm during your birthday. Are you going on another cruise for your birthday? I know your birthday's coming up. So, also, to acknowledge where we are in GeoGuessr, we've got water to our west. It's flat. If we turn around, we're getting pine trees. This feels Northern Europe, but not. I can't narrow anything down just yet. It also vaguely looks like where I was in Chile in that video last year. It kind of looks like the area around Malyin, but that's probably just a familiarity bias. I know that's not a proper bias, but I'm coining the term for GeoGuessr purposes of like, this looks like somewhere I've been, so it has to be place I've been. If I hadn't been there, I wouldn't say this. Cat saying hi, Sammy. Hope you enjoyed your Icelandic trip. Did you do anything cool on the trip, Sammy? Anything interesting go down? And Joel Freak saying it's just another work trip. Hawaii this week, Dubai next week. That is pretty sick. Kind of envious of all the travel you're getting to do, Joel Freak. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying that's pretty cold. Noah Barker saying this is clearly Chicago. Clearly, this is Millennium Park. It's just significantly more massive than normal. And Kat said, yeah, Kat's in Canada, the Great White North, where it's not an amazing climate right now. That's was watching the 2 NFL games earlier and just seeing the snow coming down in Philly and Buffalo. I can't imagine what it's like in Canada. W Dig saying, yo, we're so back. W Dig in the chat. I checked out the Moldovan Eurovision qualifiers, and that was, hold on. That's got to be Finnish, right? That looks like a Finnish sign. I'm not 100% on that yet, but also this looks like a Finnish bus stop. Yeah. This is Finnish. Oh, it's Estonian. Okay. One language off. Yeah, T is street in Estonian. Okay, Sarima is in Estonia. Any objection to Estonia? Okay, island off the western coast. Yep, so that would explain. Yep, cool. So we were maybe, I don't know exactly where we were. I don't see a road that goes all the way to the coast. Maybe we were here? Either way, let's do it. Yep. Oh, we were a little further back. But still got Estonia. We love it. Got parking and, ooh, might be a quick one. This is Japan. Easy dub. Left-hand drive. A script that I'm not capable of, well, Japanese script, but a script that I'm not capable of reading. Yep. Cat saying Japan, yes. Any objections to Japan? Let's get it rolling. Boom, boom. Love it. Sammy Marco saying the trip was a bit of a letdown for a few reasons. He thought once you got a full night's sleep, you'd be on Icelandic time, but no, jet lag takes a week to fix from the US to Europe. That sucks, dude. That is, so were you just tired the whole time? This Turkish? Yeah, Ataturk. Feeling Turkey, right? Christopher likes saying at least TikTok lives on. It went down for like 14 hours, right? That's what I've seen. Yeah, W Dig saying, yep, Turkish there. Joel Freak saying it's 24 hours darkness. Who cares what time it is? I feel like that makes it so much worse, though. You can't adjust to anything. There's no sun to adjust with. That's kind of, that feels like a nightmare. All right. Let's do Turkey here. Someone's making noises. Oh, hello. I thought you were further away making those noises. Okay, just outside of Ankara. We've got a guest. He's making his first appearance in a couple weeks. Say hello, Teddy. Okay. Just hang out. Yeah, W Dick saying we're going through it though with the band. Okay, we got these mountains to the east-southeast. This feels slightly Chilean. But I don't think, no, sun's to the southwest. It's not Chile. Teddy, where do you think this is? And Cat saying hi, Teddy. Teddy, as usual, not saying hello back. He's a rude little guy who's about to step on the keyboard. Just gonna move that out of the way. Sammy Marco saying he didn't fall asleep till like 4 a.m. local time, so up for 30-ish hours. Yikes. So that's... Walk me through... So you left... How long were you there? Also, that's a Kyrgyz plate. This might be Kyrgyzstan. Christopher likes saying, W Dig, I was on TikTok when the mess started. So did your TikTok just like blink out? It's... Nope, that's water. I went on it earlier just to check, and it was showing the whole no internet connection thing. I hadn't seen that before on any other social. Like, so Teddy wants me to play with him. He's like headbutting my hand, which is on the mouse. But Sammy Marco was saying I've got to like look up because there's a dog's body in the way. Sammy Marco saying, cats, I know not to go to sleep right when you get there. That's what I did. Oh, yeah, that's the problem. Ooh, this could be good. This could be good. Yes, this confirms Kyrg. Yes, this is Kyrgyzstan. This is definitely Kyrgyzstan. Those are probably, this is almost definitely a Kirk flag. Yeah, Cat's asking, was it a daytime flight to Iceland? W. Dick saying, no, that's tough. They cut it off. Okay, 10 p.m. Eastern. So everyone was caught off guard. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't quite midnight when I checked. And I got the no internet connection thing, and it was weird. So, hi. Hello there. Hi. All right. We good with Kyrgyzstan? Any objections? All right. Yep, Cat saying Kyrgyzstan stand. Let's do it. Love it. Whoop. He's just fully standing on the desk. Like, it's just, he's just in the way. Sammy Marco saying you were also in a hostel for the first night. Everyone was coming and going. It didn't help. Yeah. Okay, good pod hotel for the last 2 nights. That was so much better and worth the 70 a night. Yeah, hostels can be very hit or miss. I was explaining that to a friend recently. And I was like, you know, they are what they are. It's just kind of, you get what you pay for, really. I've had people, like, throw whole parties in the room at 1 a.m. with the lights off, though. At least, like, that was somewhat nice of them. What? And one time I was asleep, again, 1 a.m., someone just walked into the, here, I will help you get over there. Whoop. There you go. Someone just walked into the room 1 a.m. and just all the lights, like the ceiling lights, just whoosh. And I was like, no. I get up and I argued with them in Spanish. I'm like, luz en tu teléfono, or celular. That was fun. Okay. Catching up. W. Dick saying OMG is at the presidential palace or something. No idea. Had not, wasn't paying attention to what we were at, where we actually were in Kyrgyzstan. Would have been a reasonable thing to do. Sammy Marco saying you did not sleep when you got there. Okay, you're saying you didn't go to sleep when you got there. You did it like 10 p.m. local time. Okay. And you couldn't fall asleep? I'm turned around, but the main thing is jet lag bad is what I'm getting here. W Dig asking what's a pod hotel. Sammy Marco saying it's, okay, look up City Hub Hotel. So is it like those kind of Japanese pod things that you see on TV, like the, I don't know any better way to describe it other than a pod. But like any description I try to give of this is going to be embarrassing. Okay, yeah, capsule pod, just a bed, but it's quieter than a hostel. Yep, okay. That's what I was trying to describe there. Christopher likes saying hotels and hostels are all questionable no matter where you go. I don't know, I've had some pretty banger hotels. And some good hostel experiences. You know, sometimes you get lucky. I have had ones where it was like, I looked around the dinner table one night in Buenos Aires. I looked around and I'm like, oh, this is our entire hostel. Like, all 6 of us from our room are here. So it's like, you know the people and you know they're not going to do something stupid. Granted, you've known them for like 2 days, but there's still like some level of trust. So sometimes that happens, and that's good. Yeah, I guess W. Diggs looked it up. You're saying it's crazy, never seen it before. First night at that hostel was super loud and hot. It took till 4 a.m. That's just a nightmare. Yeah. Are there pod hotels in other places too? That seems like a really cool solution, because sometimes I'll stay in a hostel like the night before I do a video and I'm already stressed out because, oh, this sign's going to be great. This is Romanian. Yeah. Guvernal Romani. but I'll get stressed out in the hostel. I'm already stressed out. I'm going to be stressed out regardless, but then I'm in a hostel and it's really annoying, and then people are loud, and then I don't get enough sleep. So a pod hotel would be a really good solution for that. Okay, yeah, Romania send. This is Romania. Love it. Okay, Kat saying you stayed in one in Vienna. So they are in other places. This is feeling kind of Norway. Yeah, Norge. Yep, Norwegian green plate and Norway looking. I'm happy to do Norway at this point if people are. I know it's just like immediate Norway, but it is Norway. Okay. Well, I'm way behind in the chat. Sammy Marco saying bigger than the ones in Japan. Okay. Smaller than a normal hotel room. Yeah, that makes sense. Joel Freak saying, okay, time for work. Good luck and don't guess wrong. Thank you, Joel Freak. Enjoy work. Kat saying you wanted to go to Iceland this May, but can only afford hostels. Yeah. How much more expensive is how much more expensive are pod hotels than hostels? Because I like the tranquility sounds nice, but I also like making friends in hostels, and so it's kind of like, I don't know, situational. Yeah, Kat saying Norway send. Love it. Sim Marcus saying, okay, yeah, the hostel had 16 people in your room? Only talk to a few with very little community. Okay. Yeah, that sucks when there's no community. Just feeling Ukraine. Which way do we want to go? Let's go this way. Christopher likes saying you got lucky with the Space Hotel in Melbourne. It's a hostel hotel mix. You're going to need to elaborate on Space Hotel hostel mix. You're going to need to do some elaborating here. Yeah, Cyrillic, which tracks with my Ukraine theory. Could it be Russia? Yes. Can I say for sure which one just yet? No. I'm not really seeing Ukrainian plates, though. Yeah, Simon saying City Hub has one in Copenhagen, Rotterdam, and Amsterdam, along with Reykjavik. Okay, that's the pod hotels, and I imagine there's other brands too. Kat saying, "Hope you practiced your Romanian when you were watching the Moldovan editions." I did. That's almost definitely a Russian plate. I was not able to. I was actually, when I was watching that, I was sitting there thinking, like, how do they watch this? Because it's just like the music part is awesome. There's nope, that's a Ukrainian plate. There's the little bit of blue and the little bit of yellow, if you can kind of see it. But it was, the music was awesome. Some of the music was awesome. But then when they cut to the interviews, I was just like, it completely over my head. So I skipped the interviews. Oh, that's helpful. Is it? That's actually not helpful. I'm not looking all over. Well, Russia wouldn't have it in both, would it? Yeah, there's Lutsk. That's Ukraine. Yeah, Kat saying Ukraine, yes. Any objections to that? Yeah. W. Dixon, what'd you think of the Moldovans? Definitely some interesting acts. Also some good ones. Definitely interesting. Did they announce the winner? Because I couldn't find that part. And then, how do you watch other countries' qualifiers? Because I'd like to. Okay, let's do Ukraine. Love it. And then, ooh, is this Philippines? No, this is Singapore. Any objections to Singapore? It is Singapore. It's that simple. This is a Singaporean sign. Cat saying Singapore send. Anyone object to that? Give it a second. Sammy Marco saying hope to go to real Europe sometime soon. Reykjavik was a bit boring after a few days, but there's still a few things I forgot to do. Ooh. All right, let's do it. What else was there to do? That's CL. Spanish. This is Chile. I feel like Reykjavik's kind of a small place. I feel like there isn't a lot to do. Yeah. Cat's saying Chile. Cat's saying Sammy, I go to Europe every May. There are more things to do in mainland Europe. Yeah, trains are awesome to ride there. Yeah. I would. Like, Reykjavik's such a small city. I vividly remember it was like the 2016 Euros when they beat England. I looked up the population of Iceland, and it was the same as the city of Tampa. And I was like, that's just insane. So there's definitely going to be more to do on the actual continent. And Sammy Marco saying 16 in the room. Yeah, that is intense. I don't think I've ever stayed with that many in the room. Also, any objections to Chile? I think pretty good. It's looking very Chilean plates. Big group of loud, annoying Americans who all seem to know each other, so you couldn't break in. That's the worst. Did meet someone from the DC area, though, which was cool. Nice. You gonna meet up with the person from the DC area now that you're back home, or just passing ships? And Sammy Marcos saying you said it Kex, just so you all know. Huh? Is it the place you stayed? Oh, look at that. Osorno. When I took the bus across South America, it went through here. So Bariloche, it went up over here, picked people up in Osorno, and then we left down the 5 to Palenque, Puerto Varas, and then eventually Puerto Montt. That's cool. Okay, Chris. Oh, wait. Hold on. This is an easy. Yeah, Ukrainian plate. I don't know what this plate is. Ukrainian, maybe? Why not? This one's Ukrainian. I would assume this one is too, but we can keep looking. Okay, Christopher likes saying, depends on how much you pay. You get a hostel room shared or room on your own. Right, that makes sense. I know there are a good number of hostels that do that, where you can get a room to yourself. And yeah, Cat's saying, yikes, 16's too much for me. Max amount of people in the room you've had is 6. I think my max has been maybe 10. I think in Edinburgh you can find... I think I had friends who showed me like a 30-something person hostel room. I stayed in that hostel too, I think. But I got an 8 or a 10 person one because I was like, no. And I was the one who came back at 4:30 in the morning and was waking up at 8. So I ended up being the person that everyone hates. Yeah, Ukrainian plate, 100%. Any objections to Ukraine? Christopher likes saying you were in a hostel room with a guy from Montreal, a couple from Paris, and a guy from Sheffield in Melbourne. This was in 2014. Montreal guy and I are still friends to this day. I love the friends you make in hostels, who you just stay buddies with. Like your paths end up crossing again sometime. Like it's the coolest thing. I love that. Yeah, Cat saying Ukraine send. Let's do it. Love it. Okay, they announced the 12 qualifiers and the finals in February. Okay. I noticed there was the one guy who's kind of the running joke. Tenemos puentes que los donde. This is the government logo right here, but I don't know what that logo is. It's just flat. It's just very flat. Oh, here we go. Not helpful. Also not helpful. Por siempre, I can't read that word. Amazing. Oh, Cat saying US dollars, Ecuador, first guess for now. Where'd you see that? Was it back here on this sign? Oh, yep, US. Okay. That could just be maybe the currency is so volatile that that's how they have to put it. Like the local currency isn't stable enough to put on a billboard. Like in Argentina, they put home listings in US dollars. And Kat saying, when you plan to go to Iceland, you were also looking at day trips outside the city. Switched Iceland to Cyprus instead after doing research. Found that it's way cheaper. Huh. That is interesting. Very different vacations, though. Isabel Maria. Already going to Switzerland in May, so don't want to add on Iceland to the same trip to make me broke. That's a fair point. That's Sammy Marco. How did you find the expenses in Iceland? Was it like debilitatingly expensive? That's just what I always hear. I guess Switzerland is kind of the same, so I get not wanting to hit both in the same trip. And Christopher likes saying that's what you love about traveling. You make friends that are just priceless and last a lifetime. Exactly. And because you're meeting other people who are also, wait a second. That is the Grand Colombian color scheme. So leaning toward Ecuador, because obviously they use the Grand Colombian color scheme. I'm not saying Colombian plates. Let's just see what's on the police vehicles. That would probably be really helpful. Yeah. Comisión de Tránsito del Ecuador. This is probably Ecuador. Any objections to that? You have Cat saying Ecuador send. I think we're pretty good here. Yep. Cool. But yeah, building on what you said there, Christopher, like you also in those situations, you meet people who kind of have a similar, like a very, the interest in traveling is very, it's a certain type of person, and those kinds of people tend to get along. So you're meeting people who kind of have this similar large interest and similar broad worldviews. You're obviously like, you're going to differ, obviously, but from a broad sense, you're meeting similar people to you, people with similar, maybe not values, but outlooks on the world. Outlooks. I think that's the best way to put that. Meeting people with similar outlooks in this interest. Yeah, there we go. That's my rant there. And I think that's why those kind of friends you make on the road are the friends, are just people you end up being in contact with for decades. Not that I've been doing this for decades yet, but in 20 years, I'll readdress that statement on the stream. W Dick saying OMG Cats, that's awesome. Cyprus seems so cool. Yeah, Cyprus does seem awesome. Just in La Maca, found a very affordable hotel room with a beach view. Love that. Also tempted to do a day trip to northern Cyprus. Are you able to cross? Is it like a safe and normal thing, as W Dig is also asking? And yeah, W Dig saying good spot with the dollar sign. Very good spot with the US dollars. Cats. Not quite sure where we are now though. I've been talking and forgetting to actually look at stuff. Where's the sun? South? Question mark? Water's to the northwest, but there's also land very close by. Cat saying 2 days ago you got an email from Wizz Air. They canceled your flight out of Larnaca. They moved you to a day earlier, but don't want to. Booked another flight instead, but now with a layover. Where's your layover at? Anywhere decent? Also, very nice. There's that, It's new legislation, I think. Oh, you're Canadian. I think in the States now, it's if the airline makes changes to the reservation that cause more than like a 3 hour disruption, you're entitled to a full refund. But feel free to correct me on that, anybody. Christopher like saying you should be able to cross on foot between Cyprus and Northern Cyprus at a checkpoint. Okay. Good to know. That'll be cool. That'll be a really cool experience. I'm excited for you. Where are we? Kind of swampy. Flat? Well, except for those hills. This is not the easiest one. We have Latin script, but no other helpful clues. We're right-hand drive. Is there any... It almost feels dumb to ask if this is the Philippines. I don't think it is. But I'm just thinking right-hand drive, maybe Asia, Latin script. That's kind of the process of elimination leads me to Philippines. Let's see what's going on here. Nope, nope, not the Philippines. Very much not. Yep, Cambodian People's Party. We're in Cambodia. Any objections to Cambodia? Kat saying, yeah, getting a full refund from Wizz Air, but now you have to go to a more expensive flight with another airline. That sucks. At least it's not low cost and they have more flights. Gotcha. Yeah, I've done that before where it was like got the full refund, but then to actually get to my destination when I wanted to, I had to then go on a different airline for $200 more, and I was like, well, this sucks. But yeah, it happens. C'est la vie. Here we go. Cambodia. Where? Oh no. Okay, well, this is helpful. This is a language right here. Which way do we go? I'm curious. Where does that send us? Okay. So this is Trekker, which means we could be anywhere, regardless of whether or not it normally has coverage. Kind of looks like Colombia. Will I look like an idiot for making that statement? We will find out. Actually, you know where this looks like? North. No. I'm actually not going to finish that sentence. Okay, Katz is saying Chile question mark. That's what I was about to say until I looked at the compass. This kind of looks like it could be Valparaiso in Chile. Richard S. saying those Cambodian roads look janky. Yeah, it did not look like they'd be pleasant to drive on. Yep, exactly, Katz. Given Valparaiso vibes. But I don't think the water is in the right spot. If we read some of this. Okay, this is good. We're on the street now. These aren't Colombian plates. They match Chilean plates. Definitely giving Valparaiso vibes. This is everything Palestina. There was a large Palestinian expat community in Chile. In fact, one of the major teams in Chile is... I don't remember the exact name, but it incorporates the name Palestina. Oh! Christopher likes saying Chilean flag on car. Where was it? Where was it? Oh, also right there. Yep, Chilean flag on the building, as Katz is saying. Pretty sure we're good. So I think Katz and I are massive geniuses and just looked out from the balcony and were like, Valparaiso. Granted, I was a little hesitant to say it. Yeah, .cl there. This is Chile. Any objections? Not seeing any. Let's do it. Yep, exactly. This is Valparaiso. Awesome. Look at that. Big brains. Okay. This one's not Chile. This one will be hard. Richard S. saying you guys are smart. Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Oh, Concrete Road, Philippines, question mark. I'm going to ignore the fact that this guy's shirt has Japanese on it. W. Dig saying y'all rocked that. Thank you, W. Dig. Cat saying, okay, been to Valparaiso. That's why I looked familiar. Gotcha. That's what I thought was coming. Or no, I was thinking Philippines. I've been to, so Valparaiso's there. I've been to Viña del Mar, but not Valparaiso. But know enough about it that I was like, this kind of looks familiar. So the question is, what language is this? W. Dig saying Thai. Yeah, I could be down for Thai. Thai feels... let's keep looking. Here we go. This is a better view of it. Ooh. Yeah, really can't tell, honestly. I don't think it's Cambodian. Cambodian seems too complicated. I don't think it's Laotian either. I think so. If you kind of look, the upper and lower margins of the text seem fairly consistent on the sign, and they do with Thai as well here. Cambodia, it's not consistent. Yeah, it's way less consistent. Laotian, could be Laotian. Okay, that's a rough one. Cat saying one way to find out which way the driver driving on the road. Good point. Wonder if we can go over here. Yes, we can. Okay. Very cool. It says showcase. When do they showcase? Oh, no. Want to go back? Okay, we can't go that far in. Christopher like asking, how do people read that? Oh, the letters look the same. You gotta think, they probably think that about Latin script too, though. These aren't Laotian plates. We can eliminate Laos. So they probably look at our writing and they're like, that looks stupid. How do they tell letters apart? Trying to look for the steering wheel inside. Oh well. We keep on going. It's probably, in my head, this is between Cambodia and Thailand now. We've eliminated Laos, because Laos has yellow plates. Unless someone thinks otherwise. Let's look at... Okay, left-hand drive. That's Thailand, then. Right? Cambodia's right-hand drive. Unless... Ooh. What's that say? Phoenix, Thailand Co. Limited. Nice. Any objections to Thailand? Menuet saying hello, everyone. Hello, Menuet. Welcome into the chat. Cat saying yes, Thailand. Send. Let's do it. Not accidentally click on Laos. Click on Thailand. There we go. 27. Man, why? Sun's to the south. Okay, let's go this way. Shed. Oh, we're in the middle of nowhere. And on a pedestrian. Is this a pedestrian? I can't tell what kind of path this is. It looks like tires go on it, but it's so tiny. This. Oop. Okay. Volkswagen. Looks like it's got the European blue. We got some chickens, some pollos. They're not Peruvian pollos, though. Which is quite a shame. That's a British plate. Is it that simple? Is this is the United Kingdom? It's actually that simple. It's a British plate, unless 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Brits have driven to this house from elsewhere. Cat saying UK then. Like, I want to find one more. I want to find one more UK plate. Because there's a world where we're just on the other side of the border in Ireland. Front plate isn't helpful. Not helpful. Horse. Is there a car in there, maybe? A car? No. Christopher likes saying need more evidence. Yeah, it's thin to go off 5 cars all in the same house. Left-hand drive. Definitely in the UK or Ireland. Come on. Okay, that's not helpful. So we could go that. That way is probably helpful. We don't get to go that way. We get to keep going this way. We are 100% here, though. Here. Pretend you don't see Belgium and the Netherlands there. Nice little bench on the side of the road. I am confident that we're not in Ireland, but it doesn't hurt to just check. We need one last. Yep. I'm good. That does it for me. That's another UK plate at a different house. I'm sold. Another UK plate. That car was on the left-hand side of the road. This is for left-hand drive. This is positioned for left-hand drive. Richard S. saying the hedgerows aren't hedgerowy enough for the UK. It doesn't feel like the UK. Like, I will so agree that this doesn't feel like the UK, but at the same time, everything else fits. I feel like we are safe here with a UK guess. Let's see what's up here. We got this feels kind of British. Caravans wanted. .co.uk right here. All British plates. I think we're good. Anybody object? Cat saying UK send. Menuet saying send. Let's do it. Amazing. Outside Middlesbrough. Okay. This looks cool. Christopher likes saying UK send. W Dig saying send it. We love it. This looks really cool. What is that? I'm intrigued. Ah, I was hoping this was a commercial van, and it would maybe have the Norwegian green plate. It does not. I'm puzzled. Christopher likes saying I want to go there, as do I. But I'm confused because I don't know where it is. Richard S. saying, dang, I want to go there too. Yeah, I would love to know where here is. Okay, Menuet saying it looks like a dam. Does it really? I guess we'll find out. So we got this river here. Huh. Right-hand drive, which is expected. This is definitely Europe somewhere. Except, does it not have the blue? What's this sign say? Amazing. I love when they use universal symbols so we can't use a language to figure it out. Helpful for the casual driver, completely useless for us. So let's keep on moving. Ooh, was that in a... Nope, that's just in kilometers. That's not helpful either. Was hoping there'd be maybe words on that sign. This is really cool though. This is going to be somewhere we completely don't expect. I don't know where to even... This feels... I don't know what this feels like. I want to say it feels lower alpine, but it's not. Richard S. saying Canada. Cat saying not Canada. I don't think Canada uses commas instead of periods for... Here we go. Egersund. Christopher likes saying Austria. Egersund makes me think Norway, so let me just look at Norway real quick. That, the sign logo style matches. Let's look at Austria. I don't think Austria matches. Yeah, Austria doesn't match. Yeah, Katz and W Dig both saying Norway. That's what I would go for as well. Egersund. I think the main... Kat's saying see if there's a Highway 44 in Norway. That's going to be a lot of looking. That's too much looking. And unless they're in order... No, they're not in order. Yeah, too much ground to cover. What's it? Yeah, I think one of the primary lessons we've learned over the course of this stream is that Norway is beautiful. Anasira. That looks almost more Swedish. Does Norwegian use that A? Let's see here. We're in town, so this should be easy now. Anasira. Grinsehandel. No, that feels Norwegian. Yeah, this is Norwegian. 100%. Yeah, Christopher likes saying Norwegian. Any objections? I'm gonna go for it in a second here. Barring any... This looks so cool. Okay. Seeing a couple people agree. So let's do it. Okay, not where I expected. This is really cool. Huh. Yeah, Kat's saying Norway is beautiful. I think Norway, I'd love to go, but you definitely have to take a whole week or so and just do the entire thing. It's just so stunning. Yeah, exactly, Richard S. Norway is Singapore. Norway is big money, but looks gorgeous. It's gotta be worth the money. Every other time we get Norway, it's just the most beautiful thing ever. And we're like, wow, this is stunning. We'd all love to go here. And then it turns out to be Norway. And we're like, yeah, duh. Yeah. W. Dig saying Singapore. Cat saying Singapore. Fully agree. Love it. 30. Killing it. Eastern Europe, probably. Let's read these signs. Einbahn. Okay, I was wrong. Central Europe. Einbahn, Osgenom. Yeah, you know what? I'm just not going to butcher it. No point. Cat saying I think Norway is still cheaper than Iceland, Switzerland. I think it's right there at number 3, though. Yeah, EU plate. EU plate. There's already German everywhere, so we really don't need to check for that. Would love to see a web address there. Ugh. Wanderer saying Norway is totally worth the money. The scenery can't be beat. That's like, have you been there, Wanderer? That seems to be that's what I'm thinking at least, is that's got to be worth the money. From everything we've seen from it on this stream, it's just definitely need like 2 weeks. .at, Austria. So I don't know what that says, but best in Austria. Mackie stores, maybe second to none. Best in Austria. Really flexing my makeshift German here. Yep, people saying Austria. Everyone's saying Austria. Love it. Amazing. Always get Linz. Cat saying you stayed at a hostel in Bergen last year. It's affordable. There you go. Food prices, though, they're expensive. That's when you live off of the store that is second to none in Austria. It's when you live off McDonald's. It's painful to say. Ooh, excuse me, but sometimes you got to do it. I think that's the Nigerian follow car. Wanderer saying, yes, love that Bergen is beautiful. Okay. So Bergen seems to be the spot to go. And yeah, Wanderer saying Katz is right. Only ate 2 meals a day there. Fair enough. Hopefully they weren't McDonald's like I was suggesting. Yeah, this is definitely the Nigerian follow car right here. Any objections to Nigeria? Ooh, where are we going? Okay, the main road, I guess. Huh. Interesting. The quality seems to have significantly dropped off in a couple frames. Cat saying you found a supermarket there in Bergen, just bought food from there. God, that makes more sense. I always forget you can go to supermarkets in other countries. I forget that's like an accessible location. In my head, you have to eat out everywhere you go abroad. Or just traveling, period. It's an expensive it's an expensive approach to life. I promise I hardly eat out at home. Yeah, Katz is saying Nigeria. Christopher Like is saying Lagos. Let's do Nigeria. Yep, Lagos. As Christopher Like said. Sammy Marco saying, sorry, had to go and eat dinner with the fam. All good, Sammy Marco. Probably good to see your family again after returning from Iceland. Yeah, Richard S. saying, I thrive on supermarkets when traveling. See, I can't bring myself to do it. Because I'm just like, I'm in this foreign country, or maybe even like I'm in Atlanta. I want to try the local food. You know, and it's not like I eat adventurously either. So, I can't. So, center right here in British English. Yeah, aircon, fridge, cold room. This is English, Africa. Let's find out what side of the road we're on. Okay, Sammy Marco saying meant to say Kex Hostel, where you were the first night. Gotcha. Oh, this is the South Africa van that isn't exclusive to South Africa for some reason. Let's try to get close to it. Oh, no, speaking of supermarkets, can't read any of the rest of it, but supermarket. Sammy Marcos saying Richard asked, that's what I did too, save money and have a ton of deadly food allergies. Very good reason to go to the supermarket. So food has to be figured out, translated, etc. But any developed country should have stuff you can eat. Okay. I forgot you've mentioned that before. That's definitely a hassle with traveling. That's like a massive thing that probably makes life a lot more stressful when you're out and about. Yeah, Christopher likes saying we have seen that van before and it tricked us, and we know not to fall for it this time. We know that that van does not mean we're in South Africa. That was such a great clip too, because I watched it like multiple times after the stream that night, and I think the next day as well, because I literally go watch this and click South Africa, and then it's not. I wish this sign was standing. No. Is it double-sided? Yes! what? That's not the South African coat of arms, is it? It's not. It's not. If Richard is saying, geez, pothole city, you're not kidding. Paplawora local municipality. Let's check our smaller friends first. Cat saying there was a hot dog stand in Bergen that has affordable sausages. It was good too. Did not break the wallet. Okay. Street food is a solid one. And Cat saying, or Tambo is also the airport there. Okay, so you're saying, so South Africa, Tambo is the airport. Which airport? South Africa is so big. So, Christopher likes saying South Africa likely. Oh, okay, okay. So OR Tambo is the name of the airport in Johannesburg. That's very helpful. So where? Yeah, OR Tambo Airport. And then is there OR Tambo Road? So I feel like this road doesn't feel like an airport road. But I mean, we are far away from Eswatini and Lesotho. So I feel like South Africa's fair at this point. If this isn't South Africa, then fair play. You got us. But I feel like that is good enough evidence to go for South Africa at this point. Also, anyone happen to know the Bills-Ravens score? Anyone happen to have that on another screen? I would love to know where that's at. 076. I think that's the... I know South Africa is a 3-digit country code. What's going on up here? Nekateko. Probably did not say that correctly. Ooh, okay. 24 Bills, 19 Ravens. We love it. I'm assuming it's the fourth quarter. Oh, Wonder saying you're in Maryland. Go Ravens. Okay, Ravens have the ball and driving though. Where are we at time wise? That's okay. Cats is saying R is the currency, so Rand. I didn't even catch that. Yeah, there it is. Okay, under 9 minutes in the fourth. Yeah, that's anyone's game. Oof. That's stressful. Yeah, Christopher likes saying the neighborhoods give a South Africa vibe. I'm happy to go with South Africa at this point, if others are. I've seen enough that I'm convinced. Also, unfortunately, Wonder, I gotta root against the Ravens. It's Bills are kind of my if I were from nowhere team. Like if I weren't American, I'd be a Bills fan 100%. I love the breaking the tables. I love everything about the Bills, but I have other allegiances. So that they're my full on. If I were foreign, I'd be a Bills fan. But unfortunately, I'm not. So I have to root for the Bucks, who I hate so much. Unfortunately. I mean, it's yeah, W Dig saying I'll root for anyone who can beat Kansas City. I feel like both teams have a good shot. I feel like the Ravens have a better shot at beating the Chiefs, honestly. Wonder saying same W Dig. Christopher likes saying refs yesterday. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, that was Texans Chiefs yesterday. I was vaguely paying attention to that one. So, okay, Christopher likes saying you're a Texans fan too. That makes sense. Yeah, ref ball is always fun. I was at the Bucks Saints game the other week, which was an absolute nightmare because watching the Bucks makes me want to poke my eyes out. And then and it was just there was the whole I don't even want to talk about it. It was just so painful. Sammy Marco saying Eagles win. That was a good end to the game earlier. That was exciting. Can't say I love the Eagles, but I was there. I was on Broad Street when they won in 2018, and so there was the whole that was a ton of fun. That was my friend and I took the bus up from DC that day to watch the Eagles in the Super Bowl in Philly. The game wasn't in Philly, but we were there. The whole commotion happened after the game, and then we slept on a bench in 30th Street Station. It was like my friend, myself, and a homeless guy all on the same bench sleeping in 30th Street Station. It was a blast. Okay, W Dig was there too. That's awesome. Yeah, the streets were insane. That was I saw people get punched. There were fires. The looting got bad. The people just breaking stuff. And then the National Guard came in. I remember seeing a whole group of police horses walk by at one point. It was a wild night. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying you were in Philly when they won the bowl. That must have been insane. Just absolutely insane. Okay, Katz is saying you think this is South Africa. Not sure if they use the KFC app in Eswatini, Lesotho. Let's do it. Awesome. We are far from Johannesburg, but I'm not going to complain. All right. Yeah, W. Dick saying people flipped cars, literally. That's, Drew is an Eagles fan. Left-hand drive. Huh. But Drew is an Eagles fan, and he mentioned something about 2 police horses went missing that night, and they never found them. They've just never found 2 of the police horses. I remember seeing people overtake garbage trucks. They commandeered garbage trucks. And Wonder saying that's okay. Ooh, wait. Okay. English. Sunday's rumba and country music. This is an African name. Okay, so we're probably back in Africa. Wonder saying that's okay. Okay, you're transplant, so not super invested. Parents are Giants fans, so grew up with them, always losing. Yeah, that's a rough one. Being a Giants fan can't be fun. Patali Mini Supermarket. Menuet saying New Zealand. It feels too arid to be New Zealand, though. Well, it wasn't arid like down there. It was crazy down there. Yeah, W. Dick saying people flipped cars. Of course, for like saying refs were tempted to throw a flag if you ever looked or touched Mahomes. So stupid. That's what I always hear people say. I always hear the ref ball comments against the Chiefs. I vaguely pay attention to the regular season. So I always just catch up the last couple weeks. But that's what I usually hear is like refs protecting the Chiefs. Sammy Marcus saying someone ate the horse poo in Philly that night. But yes, we do stand Drew. Okay, we ran out of coverage in this direction. Rehoboth, Delaware. We're in Delaware. This is clearly Rehoboth Beach. Actually, yeah, Delaware. All right, that's all I need. Any objections? That's a joke. I hope I made one of you panic there. So let's go back to the beginning and go the other direction. Yeah, it goes from very wet to very dry. Like, okay. Is this even the same place? That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying NYC football just kind of sucks. Yeah, it does. Must be a shame. W. Dick saying, yeah, coming from New Jersey, my family are Giants fans, but went to school in Philly, so hop on the Eagles bandwagon. I feel like you can't do a divisional bandwagon. Like, there's no world where I ever root for the Saints in a playoff game. Like, I could spend 20 years in Atlanta, and I will never be a Falcons fan. That's St. Augustine. Here, let's look at this. No. It was such a long and descriptive. That would have been such a good sign if we'd been able to read it. Let's get close to that. Come on. Still not helpful. Welcome to our forest. Sammy Marco asking W. Dig what school. Wanderer saying you're from New Jersey too. We get a lot of New Jersey folks in this stream. A lot of East Coasters in general. And then some people very much not on the East Coast. And Richard S. saying Rehoboth Beach is great. I've never been there in the daytime. I've only ever done the ferry. Like at night. Well, it's the Lewis ferry. I don't think I've ever been to like this part of Rehoboth Beach, if I'm honest. I think I've done the ferry and then just left. I really have no idea where we are. Okay, W. Dig went to Penn. Very exciting. Ivy Leaguer here. First year when they won. Oh, okay, yeah. Same, that was my freshman year. Taking the bus up from DC. W. Dick saying you have no loyalties, so you'll cheer for whoever's better. It's fair. That is so fair. It's kind of how I am with baseball. I'm just kind of like, I'll root for whatever team, whatever city I'm in. It's very whatever. Was in DC when the Nationals won the World Series, and I was just like, yeah, woo, I don't really care. So I was just like, yeah. Sammy Marco saying not super into sports, but you root for Philly because of the fam. Makes sense. Get at the familial loyalty. Is that a map? Is that a... Hold up. No. I'm hallucinating. I have no idea where we are. I truly have no idea where we are. Cat saying, did it say Nairobi on the van? Cats always catches this stuff. I feel like I just skim all the words we see and just move on. Okay. Where did it say that? Where did you see Nairobi? Not the truck, the van behind it. Oh, yep, you're right. I see it. Nairobi. You are so good at catching that stuff. Cats is always the one who sees like the word hidden in the trees or something. So Kenya, I guess. Do we feel confident in that? I think Kenyan plates are yellow, which tracks. Manuette saying the only team I won't cheer for is the Patriots. Can't stand them. That's fair. I mean, like, you're gonna build up enemies when you dominate for 20 years. Kind of how it works. And yet, W. Dig agreeing. Richard S. saying, used to live in DC near RFK Stadium, moved just before they started building that stadium. I'm trying to remember when they built that. Because they moved from was that like 2009? Trying to remember my DC history. Either way, DC, great city. They're forever my number 2 in, like, obviously, so I root for, Tampa in every sport, and then DC. So Commanders knocked us out, but then at the same time, Commanders are my number 2. So next Sunday, Commanders Eagles. I'm all Commanders. I might wear my hat on the stream. I don't know what time that game will be, though. If they've lost by the time the stream starts, I'm not wearing the hat on the stream. Welcome to our forest. Cat saying, let's look for a definitive sign. Okay. Sammy Marco saying, anyway, the buses in Iceland were often so much quieter than the ones here, even the non-electric ones. Really? Do you have any idea as to why that may be? Was it just, I don't know, people were quiet, or the bus itself was quiet? It's interesting. Yeah, Christopher likes saying it's left-hand drive. Makes sense. That's most of English-speaking Africa, though, so it's school bus. Okay, Sammy Marco saying Nats Park construction began in May. Nope, still not helpful. Began in May 2006. So maybe it does not say Kenya anywhere here. Okay. And Christopher likes saying it's about when you were in DC, Nationals were still at RFK. I'm mad. I never got to see. I started going to DC United games the year they moved into their new stadium. So I lived there when they played at RFK, but I never went to a game. I am disappointed I never went to go see a game at RFK. Agricultural Society of Kenya, that should be good. I like that. Let's do that. Right? Kenya. Cats are saying Kenya. Sammy Marco saying Kenya. Oops. Almost went for DC. Let's do it. Yep, everyone's saying Kenya. Amazing. Okay. Okay. NFC Championship game is 3 p.m. next week. Well, if the Commanders win, I'll wear my hat. I'll have to find my hat, but if they win, I'll wear my hat. If they lose, I won't acknowledge it. Menuet saying, Menuet, I'm confused what you're saying. You like the way they've played? The Patriots? Ooh, 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 what's this sign? It's a bus. And it just has a bus. Okay, Sammy Marco's saying the motor was quieter. Don't know why we think European qualities are just better at ride quality. Maybe it's an emissions thing? It's probably looser emission standards in the States. Nothing specific jumping out to me here. Yeah, okay. Richard S. saying left DC in late 2002. Wonder what DC was like back then. That's almost 23 years ago now. That's wild. Christopher Lex saying RFK was underrated as a stadium. It looks cool. I genuinely am so sad I never got to see anything there. Okay. This isn't Thai. This is South Indian, if anything. Maybe Sri Lankan. Oh boy. Yep, Cat saying India, Sri Lanka. Richard S. saying you saw a ton of concerts at RFK. Tibetan Freedom Fest, among others. Love that. Good cause. Yeah, W. Dig saying Sri Lanka as well, maybe. Alright, well, let's do some digging. Oop. Hold up. Maybe if we put a little... Lanka. No, too far away. I mean, the Lanka there is kind of... That entices me to go for Sri Lanka. I think... Is this a government building? Primary medical care unit? Katsin, you think Sri Lanka? Ooh. I think it's Sri Lanka, but nothing's 100%. Is that the location? Hold on. So could that be the city? This is tough. W. Dick saying Bill's up by 8 now with 3 minutes left. Let's go. Who has possession, though? Oh. Y'all gotta update me on what goes down. Okay, Menuet saying sorry, thinking faster than I type. Semi Marco saying also like how the main streets of Reykjavik were not full of cars like the US. Main ring road dip and not the small roads we're usually walking on. Was it I imagine it's a pretty walkable city too. This doesn't feel like an Indian government logo. It feels like it's Sri Lankan. Oh. Sri Lankan flag right there. I think that does it for me. Anyone object to that? And Sammy Marco saying, I hope y'all used Stadium Armory Station when you went to RFK. Richard S. saying you could walk to RFK, live near the Potomac Avenue Metro Station. Yeah. Getting everyone... It's all right there. Okay, yes. Sri Lanka send. Love it. 35. Yeah. Oh, this one's gonna be... Oh, no. I don't like this. Kind of feels like Peru, but let's figure that. Simi Marcos saying more walkable than any U.S. city of 140k people. Yep, I would imagine. And Kat saying yes, you'd be surprised that so many cities in Europe are walkable and the transit's amazing. Yeah. That's even where I used to live in Scotland wasn't particularly like overly pedestrian friendly. But coming from the US, I was just like, whoa. Coming from the South especially. It's like, wow. I'm not gonna die if I try walking somewhere. Sammy Marcos saying cats. I know it's on average better than the US. Still haven't been to NYC, Chicago either though. Those are game changing cities for your whole like having the couple cities of just amazing pedestrian friendly like transit. It's just so nice. It's so amazing. Okay, I'm on a truck here. Richard S. saying looks like the access road to a landfill. It's exactly what this looks like. I'm still feeling Peru. Sammy Marco asking what part of Scotland were you in? It was a town outside of Glasgow. It wasn't in Glasgow proper. It was about a train was 15 minutes. It was like an hour to the center of Glasgow if I walked out the door, walked to the train station, got on the train, rode the train, and walked out of the station in Glasgow. That would be an hour. But it was like built up and walkable and not a death-defying experience. Okay, Spanish. So this does my Peru theory. I'm not seeing anything on here that's Yeah, cat saying leading towards Peru. Christopher Like saying Washington. I think that's Peruvian plate, maybe. Gallo Cerveza. Peruvian pollo. Christopher Like saying Washington, D.C. is very walkable. Put NYC up there. Boston's walkable depending on the part of town. Really like Boston. Love D.C. so much. I miss D.C. Very walkable city. I have friends who are like, DC's not walkable. I'm like, what are you talking about? Still nothing concrete yet. Sammy Marcos saying you might do a study abroad in Dundee. I remember you mentioned that a couple weeks ago. Definitely should if you get the chance. Because you can also, from Dundee, maybe a stretch from the Edinburgh airport. But if you study abroad near a major airport, you can do cool weekend trips to the continent and hit like Vienna, Milan, Rome. That's everybody I know who studied in London abroad. They maybe spent like a third of the weekends in London. They just go elsewhere on the weekend because you get like Ryanair out of Luton for £30. And it's like, oh, look at that, we're in Milan. Yeah, Richard S. saying follow travel YouTube channel of a couple from Montrose, Scotland. Montrose is nice. I like that kind of, like the center of Montrose, maybe not so much, but like this kind of area out and about outside of it, really nice. Yeah, cats, as said, leaning toward Peru. Richard S. saying, hi, DC isn't walkable if you live outside the Beltway. Very fair. We lived within the Beltway, though. I will say that. We lived within the Beltway. It was... The friend who said it used to live in, like, not doxing, because he didn't live there anymore. Oh, Brooklyn. And he was like, DC's not walkable. I was like, I beg to differ. I like. Sammy Marco saying I'm spoiled having DC being the closest major city. And yes, try to go to the mainland on the weekends from Edinburgh Airport. Love that for you. You also got to go to some soccer games. Got to experience that. I was at a game once in Dundee between Dundee FC and Aberdeen, and it was wild. At least for what I'm used to as an American at like MLS games. And I know you're not a big soccer person, Sammy, but still, the atmosphere was awesome. Freezite saying, what's up, guys? Just got here. What did I miss? Are we getting Poyos or what? We might be getting Poyos because I think we're in Peru, Freezite. So this could be an exciting round for you. We just can't confirm that we're in Peru. Menuet asking if Steve Marsh is the Montrose-based travel YouTuber. Ooh. W. Dick saying Baltimore past midfield at 2-minute warning. Okay, Buffalo's 8 up. Yikes. This could go either way. Sammy Marcos saying transit is basically a walking extender. That's a good way of putting it. It really is. Like, you set out on your feet, you get to your destination on your feet. You're not doing the driving or anything. It's I'm articulating that pretty poorly, but I fully agree with you, Sammy Marco. I think you've put it in I think you've put that well. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying UK football is insane. It gets, if you can hit a game in Turkey when you're studying abroad, if you can pop over to Istanbul and go to a Turkish game or just Eastern Europe, that is next level. That's the Western Europe is chill with soccer when compared to that stuff. And Richard is saying, yes, that is the travel tuber. What's this say? Mujeres en resistencia. Defending our territory. Natural for future generation and future generations. It looks so much like Peru. Sammy Marcos saying Freezite, I was in Schengen last week. Freezite asking how it went. Freezite saying looks like it could be Central America too. Like Guatemala, maybe? I don't think it's Panama. I think it's either, really. Freezite saying Sammy Marco should have come to visit me. I'd introduce him to some girls. Don't want him to end up like Drew and outcast and lonely. Poor Drew. Okay, Freezite saying looks Costa Rica-ish. We're supposed to get Costa Rica coverage this year, aren't we? This is, I don't, it feels so Peruvian, though. Maybe not the palm trees, but, Richard S.M. Menuet, I wish I could afford to travel like Steve Marsh, or Trek Trendy for that matter. That's, where are we? I think it's Peru, but I can't be certain. Sammy Marco saying the Freezite we talked about at the beginning of the stream. TLDR is fully didn't understand jet lag, so sleep was hard. Hostel wasn't great, so got a pod hotel for the second and third day. Again, just love the pod hotel. Love that for you. Sammy Marco saying Rec was underwhelming a bit, but nice. Didn't leave the city. I like how you did it, though. I like how you went and you kind of, you dipped your toe in. We talked about this. You dipped your toe in to international travel. You didn't overcommit by doing something wacky like a weekend in Istanbul. You were like, okay, Iceland, come back. I think you did this. I think you did. Oh, Ravens touchdown. They have to go for 2, right? Yeah, going for 2 points. Oh, I thought about putting the game up on my. So I have 3 monitors, which is new. It was 2 until a couple weeks ago. So I've got this one here with the camera. I've got the one that GeoGuessr's on, and then I have a third one that's about here. And I thought about putting the game on that one, but I didn't want to. Which way was I going? Oh, they missed. Okay, that's it. That's Buffalo. What's it? Oh yeah, but I considered this is the way we just came from, isn't it? Am I? Yeah. Let's go this way. But I considered putting it on that screen, but I knew I'd be tempted to glance over at it, which would take my attention away from actually doing the stream. Yeah, Cats is saying you travel for cheap, staying in hostels, getting food from supermarkets, and booking flights at their cheapest. Yeah, traveling on a budget. That's how you pull it. You don't do any wacky, extravagant, dumb stuff, which I have a tendency to do. Evangelical Church, the voice of the God. Okay. Yeah, Freezite saying I'm in Zurich. Cat saying Freezite, we used to be in Zurich in May. I'll be in Basel. Is it Basel or I think it's Basel. Yeah, it's Basel. Basil's a spice. Sammy Marco saying Swiss. Yeah, very expensive. Very, very expensive. We were talking about that earlier. Freezite saying for now they'll have to go back to the States to fight off some orange monster or something like that. Kind of an Avenger. And Freezite saying, okay, might still be here, but aiming to get out by March. Best of luck. And Christopher like saying Buffalo 27, Baltimore 25, 153 left, and I assume Buffalo's about to receive kickoff. Okay, this is the way we came from. I remember this bridge. Sammy Marco saying, Cats, that's what you did. About 800 when done. 800's not bad. Is that flight included? So that's pretty sweet. Freezite saying if it's a Protestant church, it's most likely not Colombia. That's a much less common there. I feel like I'm really not going to see Protestant churches in any Spanish-speaking country. Was it a Protestant church? But yeah, Sammy Marco saying yes, flights and everything else. And yeah, Cat's agreeing 800 is good. That's really cool. You got to see a whole nother country for $800. That is nice. Okay. Freezite's looking to move into California. It's exciting. Are you originally from California, or is that just the next chapter in the Freezite story? Sammy Marco saying, yeah, 800 is very cheap. It was also only 3 days, though. Yeah, but, like, you've now been to Iceland, and it's the kind of thing you'll be glad you did when you're 80. And I know it sounds preachy, but that's what I always tell myself with this kind of stuff. It's, once you get to the age where you can't do this stuff anymore, you'll be glad you spent the $800 to go see a whole other country on the other side of the ocean. And as I said, I know that sounds very preachy, but that's just... And I think I've said this on here. Like, half the reason I do the videos is so that I can watch them when I'm in, like, an old folks' home in... How old am I? Let's hope it takes, like, 60 years to reach that part. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it takes a full 60 to get there. Freezite saying, okay, you're California, dude. That's sick. So returning home. Love it. Sammy Marco asking, what was your first trip like? Ewan, was it like yours? So, first solo? Like first one as an adult leaving the... Because I left the country, like, I've mentioned, it, yeah, first trip abroad, because it's... I have foreign parents, so I was going abroad from a very young age. But... Oh, where are we? My first solo trip abroad, or first trip that I took, first non-family trip that I took abroad was to... Hold on. Oh, none of it's helpful. This is terrible. Okay, I'm seeing hold it. 300,000 in cash. The best promotion of the year. Yeah, 300,000 Qs. What's a Q? Cat saying Quetzal. Guatemala. Is the Guatemalan currency a Quetzal? Oh, okay. Guatemala, yes. Okay. Huh? I was in fact wrong about Peru. I mean, I'm where consensus wise, are we good with that? How do we is that a okay, Christopher likes saying Guatemala. Sammy Marco saying Manda Guatemala. Okay. Okay. Amazing job, everyone. That was good. That the real team effort there. That was awesome. This is the Netherlands. These are Dutch plates. Nope. That doesn't track. What? Hmm. Okay, let's go toward the hill that doesn't make sense for where I think excuse me, for where I think this is. Well, but going back up in the chat before we discovered that. Pharmacie de Solu. Okay, that's French. Is it Luxembourg? I think that's the only thing that makes sense. French, the plates might be Luxembourgish. Kinesiotherapy sounds German. But yeah, catching up in the chat. Fit better there with my chronic sarcasm and humor. The Swiss aren't fond of people who can run circles around in conversations. That's fair. I feel like every stereotype about German-speaking country, yeah, like this has got to be Luxembourg. Cat saying Luxembourg still uses EU plates. Yeah, Cat saying Luxembourg. This has got to be Luxembourg. Christopher likes saying first trip overseas was Australia. Cat saying your first trip was backpacking for 3 weeks in Japan with a couple friends when you were 21. Did hostel suit. That sounds amazing. Minuet saying you want to take the Iceland to Denmark ferry one day like Steve Marsh did a little bit ago. That sounds amazing. I did this ferry in a video forever ago, and it was like 11-foot waves. Like you'd wake up at night just like airborne, and then you'd land back down on the ground. Richard S. in 2000, you flew to London for the first time, 10 days, RT Air, hotel near Hyde Park, $1,300. 1,300 is, I'm trying to think, in 2000. That makes sense. Yeah. We're seeing... Let's do Luxembourg. Love it. Okay. Awesome. Suns to the south. Kenya? Northern Kenya? Maybe also Senegal. Let's find out. And Freezite saying I am, but then I messed you up last week, so say, man. I don't even remember the last week one. I have a vague recollection of it, but I don't remember exactly what it was. This will probably be Senegal. Sammy Marco saying also want to visit Latin America now. You want to use your Spanish? Yeah. Freezite saying you can use it here. Menuet saying nice catch on the Q currency. Again, just supervision from you all. I read that closely and was like, nothing helpful here. Yeah, Cat saying Senegal likely. What's going on here? Let's read this. It's in French. Yeah. Yeah, this is almost definitely Senegal. There aren't any other French-speaking African countries covered by GeoGuessr that I'm aware of. Tunisia doesn't count. Tunisia does count, but you know what I'm saying. This isn't Tunisia. Right, yeah. Yeah, Katz is saying Senegal send. Anyone disagree with that? Yeah, Katz is saying Latin America is cheaper than Iceland. Sammy, you should go. Latin America, the only issue is food and safety in LATAM. Food will probably be a hard one for you, but at the same time, there's so many safe cities. In Buenos Aires, I cannot recommend enough as being just an amazing city. It is probably my favorite city on the planet. Unbelievable, fairly safe. As safe as you are in any U.S. city. Maybe not. As safe as... Probably on par. I would pull up the actual statistics rather than just letting me kind of freeball. But, yeah, Menuet saying no objection. W. Dig saying go for this. Yep. Senegal. Nice. Christopher saying you've been in Australia, Colombia, Canada, and about a foot from Mexico. Yeah, that drive along the border. That was all I had done too for a while. Oh, Cyrillic, yay. Cat saying, yeah, that was Yerwari during the group tour and said to be safer. There are safer countries though, like Costa Rica, Panama, and Chile, where you can go solo. Chile's pretty safe, yeah. The city of Santiago, maybe not so much, but other parts. Santiago and Valparaiso, I would avoid. If you're super concerned about safety, I personally find Santiago to be kind of a boring city, but it's, yeah. I mean, Ukrainian flag here. Cat saying Ukraine. Wanderer saying Costa Rica is really safe. You were alone for part of your trip and are a woman. That's big. Yeah. Freezite saying the only LATAM place I've been to that was kind of lame is Costa Rica. The food sucked. This is from them not having a large number of native peoples, so it's lame. Kind of, but safe for newbies. Yeah. I've heard good things for Costa Rica. Is a good dipping your toe in the water kind of place for LATAM. It's so very safe. W Dig saying could just be support for Ukraine. Very good point. I mean, it looks like Ukraine though. Let's look for plates. That's a Ukrainian plate. That was quick. Yeah, Freezite saying just don't act the fool and don't go around in bad areas at night. Oh, Teddy's doing little stretches off camera. That's adorable. I feel like we're good for Ukraine. Does anyone object to Ukraine? Yeah, Sammy Marco saying Slava Ukraine. Wonder saying food in Costa Rica was pretty bad. Freezite, the hot springs around volcanoes were great. Yeah, that sounds like it makes up for it, honestly. Volcano hot springs sound pretty awesome. And Freezite saying, yeah, a woman watching this stream, someone called Drew. Drew is less of a lonely boy these days. It's he's found a Mrs. Drew. It's really quite beautiful. It's even someone like Drew can find love. Well, maybe not. Oh, that might be a little early for the L word, but it's a heartwarming story. And yeah, Freezite saying Costa Rica is expensive. Simi Marco saying we're going to go to Puerto Rico in 2020 as an 18th birthday gift, but yeah, got killed by COVID. Makes sense. Good for Ukraine. Yes. Yes. Good. No one's saying no. I'm doing it. Nice. And yes, Sammy Marco remembers. Drew has a girlfriend now. Mrs. Drew. As I said, heartwarming. Okay, where are we now? There's train tracks. Ugh. Freezite saying I bought a bunch of bananas and they charged me like 40 cents till I told the lady it was too expensive in perfect Spanish and dropped it down to 20 cents. Half price for perfect Spanish. Except engines at Bricoles. Oh no. I fear this is my Achilles heel of languages. Is this okay? Let's go over here. Let's investigate. Cat saying I enjoyed the adventure activities in Costa Rica, like ziplining, whitewater rafting. If you're looking for adventure, it's a good country to go to. Okay. Belgium. The advanced travel common market. This doesn't necessarily have to be this doesn't have to be Belgium. This could be near the border. Okay, the dumpster's saying Belgium on it though. That's pretty much that's Belgium. That's very much Belgium. It is my Achilles heel of languages though. We are in Wallonia. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, Brussels, 39 kilometers. Cat saying Belgium send. Let's do it. Freezite saying plot twist, Drew's lady is not real. Nothing is real in Drew's world. Sammy Marco saying Mrs. Drew is so funny. She's just a Mrs. Drew. Like that's Drew's Drew. You don't get to use the last name. It just feels more right that this is Switzerland. This is Locam. And I think that sign looked kind of German. We might see Freezite's house. Yeah, no, Drew's not a serious enough individual that you can use the lie. It's got to be Mrs. Drew. German. Christopher likes saying Freezite, you mean like Monte Teo? I think you brought up Monte Teo a couple weeks ago too. Yeah, Freezite is asking who is Monte Teo. He's the Notre Dame football player whose girlfriend died, but then found out that his girlfriend wasn't real to begin with, and he was getting catfished the entire time, and it was a whole, W dig right there. He's an old Notre Dame football player who got catfished into thinking he had a girlfriend. And we are doxing Freezite. We're actually going to turn the corner, and Freezite's going to be right there, and we're out of coverage. Are we good with this being Switzerland, though? We can just go the other way if we're not confident. What's it? Cat saying, Sammy, if you like big cities, most big cities in Latin America are boring. There are good ones though, like Buenos Aires. And Sammy Marco said you're a city person. If you're a city person, you will love Buenos Aires. I genuinely cannot recommend it enough. .ch. This is 100% Switzerland. Yeah, Freezite saying I never said it was Swiss, but it probably is. And yes, it is Swiss. Awesome, let's do it. Yeah, Friesite sent. Okay, yeah, out of the college football stuff. It wasn't even college football news at the time. That was news at the time. That wasn't ESPN. That was like CNN, NBC. That was national news, if I remember correctly. Oh, okay. Friesite sent Aroused was 30 minutes from here. So, see, can't dox if we're 30 minutes away. Okay, W Dig saying this is Swedish. Perfect. Oh, never mind. Now saying JK, don't listen to me. Did the Bills win, by the way? I assume they won. Given it was very much. Ooh. This isn't. No, this isn't. Okay, Sammy Marco saying Bills won. We love that. Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Commanders is the actual coolest conference championship matchups possible. That is actually amazing. Script writers went crazy. Oh, that looks like Croatian. Yep, I'm seeing Friesite saying Croatia vibes, Cat saying Croatia, Wanderer saying unfortunately. So sorry, Wanderer. My condolences for the Ravens. Eurospin. Spojni? Is that in Croatia? I feel like I've heard of that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep. Ooh, flat. No, those aren't going to be helpful flags. Those are supermarkets flags. Friesite saying it said House of June, I guess. Oh, .sl Slovenia. And this one's oh, that's probably just .com. Yeah, Cat saying Slovenia. Yeah, W Dick saying Slovenia. Huh. I mean, I'm down. Okay, yeah, Cat's saying there was .si on the banners too. Yeah, Sammy Marco, DC Buffalo would be that. That's my ideal Super Bowl to come out of this because it's. I mean, that's my second favorite and third favorite team going head to head in the Super Bowl. That's pretty awesome. I would love that matchup. Also, just really cool having a rookie quarterback go to the Super Bowl first year. It would taking a franchise like the Commanders there. I was actually at the first game the Commanders played as the Commanders. Fun fact, they played Baker Mayfield's Carolina Panthers, and how the times change. Yeah, Christopher likes saying, I hope the Bills win by 1,000 points next week. As do we all. I'm somehow getting lost in the chat. I don't know how. Also, are we good with Slovenia? And yeah, W Dig asking wonder how a Ravens fan ends up in New Jersey. And it's get from New Jersey but live in Baltimore now. Makes sense. And I would abandon the Giants too if I were a Giants fan. So totally understandable. Yeah, Cat saying Slovenia send. Awesome. Near the border. Very close to the border. And where are we now? Head to veg. That was pronounced horribly. A little bike trail here. Let's go this way, actually. And Freezite asking if Sammy Marco made a video of the Iceland adventure, and unfortunately Sammy Marco did not. Right? Yeah. Oh, okay. No. You did. Okay. Other videos out till March. It's gonna be a while. Gotcha. Okay. You didn't go to the Blue Lagoon. I'm misreading things. They're all. I kind of see them as they pop in, and I kind of know what to expect as I actually read it in chronological order. But then it always starts jumping around in my brain. Oh. Well, I didn't see all the Denmark comments. What gave away that it was Denmark? What did you all see? I did not catch that. Oh yeah, Danisher. Okay, the veg at the end of the sentence means street. I'm definitely not saying that correctly. No, that's a bigger target. It's easier than zooming in all the way on Denmark. Okay, it's like via. Freezite saying Danish honey. Gotcha. Sammy Marco, what kind of did you record? Like a sort of vlog in Iceland, or was there some? Did you do a transit video? Or was it just Sammy Marco takes on Iceland? Okay, it's pronounced Vig. I definitely still messed that up. But I don't speak Danish, so I don't think I'll ever use that. Probably not. Ooh. Look at this sign right here. Okay. One thing that I'm gonna create a poll real quick as we come to the end of this stream. Start a poll. Okay. You will see what the poll. I'm not gonna spoil you'll see the poll. We're leaving this to democracy. Hold on. I miscapitalized my letters and it was annoying me. Okay. Start of the poll. We do these on Sundays. In 2 weeks, are we going to stream on Super Bowl Sunday, or are we going to stream the day after the Super Bowl? So that no one's attention is divided. But that's creating the poll so that it's not just me deciding there. How are votes going down? What's it? Okay, Sammy Marco saying, didn't have the mental capacity to vlog. Feel that. But I'll have another video on the city in general. Bus system and the bus to the airport. Okay, that's cool. I like that. It's always good to do some... Greek. Okay, that's helpful. It's always nice to get some content out of it, even when you don't have it in you to do like a whole thing. You have Cat saying Greece send. Because also, there's the, if you film and you have a monetized channel and you've set it up as a business, you can business expense your trip to Iceland. So big thing there. All right. Greece, love it. Freezite saying that Danish honey's made with Danish flowers and Danish bees wearing little yellow Danish furry suits. Yeah, no one speaks Danish, Freezite's saying. Is this the States or Canada? And yeah, Cat saying voted day. So I'm seeing, 7 votes for it's a clean sweep stream day after Super Bowl. So we will not do a stream that Sunday. And then, okay. Cat's saying States, we don't use mailboxes here. There we go. That's easy. Any objections to that? I know we're at 10 p.m., but I need to catch up in the chat and then we'll... But yeah, Cat's saying voted day after Super Bowl, even though you don't watch the Super Bowl. I would imagine you don't watch the Super Bowl being in Canada, though I know there's a decent following there, but yeah, I guess it just makes sense given everybody already voted for that. Okay, got a ton of B-roll. I was like, got a ton of brol. Awesome. United States, Indiana. Also, wait, yeah, you don't use mailboxes in Canada? What? Did they just put it on your doorstep? But, okay. Can't say we'll try to watch next week's stream. May or may not be inside a ship next week. Fair enough. That's a pretty good excuse. Freezite saying Brazilian Canadian hills. Freezite said I only know tac and potato in mouth sounds. Amazing. Freezite saying Canada bears deliver the mail. Okay, the mail goes to a box of mailboxes by Canada Post. Okay, that's interesting. No individual mailboxes. Huh. No, the more you know. Well, with that, it is 10:01 p.m. Eastern, which means it is the end of the stream for this week. So next week is a Sunday stream as usual. Then the week after that is a Monday, and the week after that will be a Monday as well. The second of those weeks is the Super Bowl. The week after that will be a Monday as well because I moved to New York that Sunday. So, couple Mondays in a row. If people want, we can move the Super Bowl one. That's why I wanted to put it out there rather than just move it without asking, because the other two Sundays are not movable. So, yeah, last Sunday in Tampa. Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday will be the last Sunday in Tampa. It's crazy. And it was Marco saying, bye guys, college starts tomorrow. Gotta go. Good luck. Best of luck in college. And what's this? Freezite saying Ewan will become a wise guy in New York. Yeah, what's it? I'm walking here. Cat saying, yay, looking forward to the first Monday stream after you move. We want to see your new place. We'll see how that's going. We'll see what kind of state it'll be in the Monday that I'm in there. But with that, everyone have a fantastic week, and I will see you back here next Sunday.